My fellow compassionate capitalists, Steve here with Titan Impact Group. I'm flying solo today. Catherine had to step out to take care of some business, but we will try to do a flawless segue, as I am well known for, to myself. Hey, today's an important day in my life. Some things happened that forever changed it. And I just want to kind of do my little flawless segue of what happened and what that has to do with today and the economy. Am I wearing a Caribbean shirt or am I wearing a Philippine barong Tagalog? Kind of hard to tell, and especially for those who don't know the difference, nor do they care. What this has to do, though, is that today, July 16th, 1990, a 7.7 magnitude earthquake rocked the northern island of Luzon in the Philippines. I happen to know that because I was literally on an airplane getting ready to land in Manila when that happened. We got turned around and we had to end up staying in Tokyo for a bit until the airport got repaired. Over 1,000 people died in that Baguio earthquake, and I was one of the first ones, if you will, that represented my church. At the time, I did go on a 2-year mission in the Philippines to go down there and to render some humanitarian aid and some relief. It was great to see, to be an American at that time, and to see the compassionate capitalism that took place as the boats and the planes and everything that brought in medical supplies, food, water, clothing, such, from America. It was a proud moment. I mean, the destruction was massive. It took several months to recover from that. But the recovery was because of America and its generosity. And, you know, I'm going to make my flawless segue to where we're at today. As many of you out there who are educated in finance and who are probably watching this video understand when I say that we're Atlas Shrugged. Who is John Galt? Those types of things. Because that's what's going on in society today. The government, certain parts of the government, as well as radical groups, have tried to make a huge divide between those who have versus those who have not. And the problem is that when I went to the Philippines and I was helping out in all this devastation and destruction, I mean, it was literally walking through the gates of hell. Complete destruction, annihilation, chaos, martial law, looting, robbing, guards at the gates of those who were wealthy, guards at the stores, everything that, precautions were taking place because in such a situation where the government was not prepared for it, humans survive, and sometimes people use that as an excuse to behave poorly. And what could be considered in the media anyways is just trying to survive is an excuse for them to become criminals. Okay, and that's all there is to it. We see a lot of that today. A lot of people using the economic woes that we are currently facing as an excuse to just behave poorly. And so we're getting into a whole Atlas Shrugged scenario. But the thing is when I was in the Philippines, well, I still say it is a third world country. It was definitely a third world country at the time. And that does not mean it was not a country without wealth. The Philippines had tremendous wealth. What it was that it was a country without a middle class. And so that's what we're becoming today. Yes, some of the middle class is being lost to wealth, which is fantastic. But what's happening more often than not is that the backs of the middle class is being broken by the burden of having to provide for those who refuse to provide for themselves. So we here at Titan Impact Group like to practice compassionate capitalism. And what we do is thank God, I guess is what I should say, that we live in a country that is based on compassionate capitalism, that is based on capitalism, period. That the price of goods and services is just a little bit higher than what minimum wage will allow. The reason being is because we're not supposed to just do the minimum in life. We need a game plan in which we can aspire for higher, where we can set some goals, and that through a good work ethic and some common sense and education, we can meet those goals. And that's basically the opportunity, as well as a summary of what capitalism is. So we understand that some people have been hit hard by the government's decisions to shut down the economy. People who were doing their part, who were going above the minimum, who were the middle class, living the American dream, they're now behind on their mortgages. The government that promised everything is nowhere to be found, and the forbearance is going to be lifted very, very soon. So we at Titan Impact Group, we get those non-performing notes off the bank's books so the banks can lend more money. Okay. We then, because we got those at discount, are able to renegotiate the mortgage with the homeowners so they can afford the mortgage and start making payments again. After 12 to 36 months of making those payments, it becomes a performing note. We bundle those notes up, sell it back to Wall Street, and keep the flow of money going in the economy. This is the proper way to do things. This is the proper way to instill work ethic. This is a proper way to continue on with the American dream. And there's no need for any of this Atlas Shrugged business. There's no need to have division between the classes, okay? Everybody just needs to understand the role that each class plays, so to speak. But again, that can be a whole different video. I need to wrap up here pretty quick. I just want to let you know that if you are in the middle class and that you're frustrated, we're here. We are the sentinels of the American dream. I am Steve Wall. I do know money, and I hope that you never awake from the American dream.